On Wednesday, the 19th of November, 2025, leaders, policymakers, and media professionals gathered in Lagos for the 13th anniversary lecture of Real News magazine, a platform that has become one of Nigeria's most trusted spaces for national dialogue. This year's theme tackled one of Africa's most threatening challenges: cybersecurity, illicit financial flows, and achieving Agenda 2063. A discussion set against the backdrop of Africa's digital revolution and the growing need to protect the continent's resources from cybercrime and economic leakages.
So cybersecurity sector, it has a lot to do. The fintech also will doing, also the government, the regulator, the private sector. So it's a win-win thing.
Regulation is the bedrock. It should be the framework. How the operators work should be there first, before the operation.
In her opening remarks, Real News publisher Maureen Chigbo warned that Africa loses tens of billions of dollars every year through illicit financial flows, money that could transform education, infrastructure, and healthcare. Her message was clear: if Africa must achieve the African Union's Agenda 2063, it must first safeguard its wealth.
Real News magazine is all about investigative, robust, and excellent journalism. We are your partners in development, and together we will build a strong and balanced society where all will be free and happy to live in.
Delivering the keynote address, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, SAN, chairman of the ICPC, emphasized that cybersecurity is no longer just a technology issue, it is a national security priority. He noted that as Africa becomes more digital, cybercriminal networks are expanding just as fast, exploiting weak systems, unregulated platforms, and insider collaboration. He outlined a strategy that includes stronger laws, improved technology, international cooperation, and financial transparency.
Let us understand what is illicit financial flows we are talking about, and in this digital age. Now, illicit financial flows are illegal movements of money or capital from one country to another. The funds could be illegally earned and transferred, or legally earned but illegally transferred. Illicit financial flows remain one of the most devastating drains on Africa's development capacity. Estimates by African Union High-Level Panel, led by former South African President Musa Adamu Aliyu, suggest that Africa loses over $80 billion annually through illegal tax practices, transfer, mispricing, corruption, trafficking, and the outright theft of public resources. This illicit financial flows, I want us to note that it also includes our artifacts, because our heritage are taken out of the continent, or have been taken out of the continents that are in other parts of the world, where those countries are using our heritage to get money.
The panel session deepened the conversation. Experts challenged government agencies and financial institutions to strengthen transparency and internal controls. A notable moment came when a participant demanded that the ICPC publicly name banks allegedly enabling illicit financial flows, a reminder that accountability must go beyond policy and become practice.
Tell us here and now so we can report it, so that we can start from there to fight this corruption, illicit flow of terror financing or whatever. So tell us the banks, name and shame. They do it in Asia, they do it in Europe, they do it elsewhere. Let us do it in Nigeria and Africa. Thank you very much.
As part of the celebrations, distinguished contributors were inducted into the Real News Hall of Fame, honoring their support, integrity, and commitment to national development. There were lighter moments too, including a warm celebration for one of the discussants, adding joy to an otherwise serious conversation.
Anybody, any human being, any country who is not planning is planning to fail. So, and you don't wait until you are in 2063 to start planning, to start developing, to start corralling all the resources you need to develop. And we know that the continent is bleeding dry because of illicit financial flows. And technology is aiding it greatly and also making it impossible for those involved in this illicit financial flow to be tracked. So we chose this theme to raise awareness and to call attention to governments that they have to step up their action to stem the tide of illicit financial flow. When you have about $50 billion being drained out of the economy of any country, that's a huge sum of money. Of any continent, is a huge sum of money. And then when you think, take Nigeria for instance, they have about 10 million children who are out of school, right? Now, can you imagine what such an amount of money could do to the life of these children if those monies or the illicit flows are stopped or the monies are tracked? So you have to plan. If you don't plan, you are planning to fail. That's what just it is. So the earlier we start to plan to curb illicit financial flows, the earlier for everybody involved and for us to achieve the sustainable development goals we have always talked about. So the most important thing is that information is power. When you don't have information that will help you to change your life, you will be wallowing in ignorance. So the cure of ignorance is to arm people with adequate information that can help them to uplift their well-being, achieve their aims, and contribute to nation building. Illicit flows is different from illicit financial flows because it's just not in the public space, it's both in the public and private sector. So we are helping to create awareness. We are helping to let people know that this ill exists in the society and it has to be fought and it has to be stemmed. And for us to achieve the aim we want, all hands has to be on deck. No matter what is happening in the country, integrity is still possible. There are people who could not succeed, but they are forging ahead because of their integrity, because people believe in them. And in the business we are in, the business of the media, integrity is everything. If you don't have integrity, nobody will trust you, nobody will come to your program, nobody will believe you. Once they see your medium, they will just wish it away. So integrity is everything. Achievement means what we have achieved here today now. That's it. We have achieved this. We wanted this hall to be filled up, and you can see that the hall is filled to the brim, not by colorful people, by a galaxy of intellectuals from different walks of life, from different countries, you know. And there are so many people online who are watching and following this event. So we have achieved success here today, and we are indeed grateful to God. I'm here today because of perseverance and hard work. So my life is a testimony to that. So if there is any Gen Z around and you want somebody who you want to emulate, you can read up about my work.
I am Martins Oloja, immediate past managing director and editor-in-chief of the Guardian newspaper. Integrity is possible, but is still unachievable now because integrity is something that looks abstract to people. And because of the way we do not have ethical revolution that we desired, we do not have ethical reorientation to as part of public policy. It's very difficult, and people who have integrity in this place usually don't have even resources to manage their life. They may not be wealthy with integrity because corruption has become like a fundamental objective and directive principle of state policy. And the people who are prominent, who may not even be significant, are people who do not have integrity. And people who do not have integrity, some sections of the media decorate them with awards from time to time. So integrity is not something that is held here. So integrity is something that is very difficult to define, but it is something that people do when no one is watching. It's a classic definition. Integrity happens most time when no one is watching you. So it's very difficult. It's something that people should hang on their neck wherever they go. But it's very difficult to achieve in this country now because of the operating environment and the The way we do not have role model, we do not have a reward for, we don't have reward for even integrity. We have reward for people who can do some things that are unethical, and they don't identify them, they don't reward integrity in this country now.
To make ethics and accountability fashionable, we have to celebrate cases of ethics and accountability that takes place across. So not just in public sector, in private sector. We have to showcase it. We have to tell those stories. So what is happening now is that the stories that are being showcased and being told are not stories that encourage that. We see people celebrating unethical behavior. And for as long as you keep celebrating unethical behavior, you're not going to encourage ethical behavior. So I think achievement to me would be life of impact shows that you've lived for others and not just yourself. It shows that you have come into spaces and you have changed positively those spaces. So it could be impacting in the youths. And so in my case, it would be working with entrepreneurs. And I can count the achievements by how many entrepreneurs have been affected, how they have changed their systems, how they have improved their processes, and how they're doing much better. Not only from a profit perspective, but even from a planet perspective and the people in which they serve.
Achievement means accomplishment. A man that has achieved, a man that has accomplished. And accomplishment means different things for different people. To me, accomplishment is impact. My own understanding of accomplishment is not a man that built estates, but a man that built human beings. Because if you build human beings, a community of human beings, you have built a nation. The impact, the multiple effect will go around in a manner that you can't even imagine. So achievement for an individual is how much impact you have made. And you don't make impact if you don't grow yourself. So you must grow yourself, develop yourself, advance yourself in the area of knowledge, diverse kinds of knowledge. Because we live in the age where innovation is key. When I was in journalism many years back, we used to sleep in the office to produce a newspaper. Nobody sleeps there because technology has taken over. Stories coming ready, copy ready. So things move on the fly. So you have to also be innovative yourself to keep with that advancement of technology. So achievement is accomplishment. And for me, as a journalist, achievement is the impact I have had on people around me, people I've encountered in life, starting from my family. Because my family is key to me. So my achievement is my family first, advancing my family, the standard of life and living, advancing the education of my children. I don't joke with that. And in the long run, these things will come back to you positively. So if you don't make the sacrifice in the morning of your life, when the evening comes, it will be a lonely heart. And that's not achievement. You have not achieved. Integrity is possible. In fact, people are showing integrity. I was at a WAEC office yesterday. I went to check a result that is very old. They said it's no longer captured on, not yet captured on digital platform. So I went there to confirm it. And a young man, a gentleman, I won't call him a young man, he took me through the system, through the process, counseled me. I went and did all that he said I should do, including affidavit. Came back, he did everything thoroughly, professionally, ethically. I had to collect his number, and I sent him a message when I got home. And he told me that is just who he is. That in his own little space, he tries to do things the way they should be done. And he's not swayed by the bandwagon of bribery, corruption, and requesting and patronizing people so that he can get something. And I appreciated him. But just that, he said the words meant so much to him. My message to him meant so much. I told him, please, if you can replicate yourself in that your office, so everybody begin to behave like you, then the world will be a better place. Nigeria especially. Integrity is scarce in this country, no doubt about that. Integrity is very scarce. We heard what happened today. I asked a man, why can't you name them and shame them? He cannot name them and shame them because even in that circle, in the anti-corruption agency, many people are corrupt. The current EFCC chairman said when he resumed, he rebuked his staff. He had a meeting with them and said, some of you are too corrupt. You go out and make deals. That's why they fight against corruption. We can't win it. Because even the system that wants to fight corruption is self-corrupt. So, but integrity is possible. Very, very possible.
Again, on this podium, to thank everybody who has made this day glorious. Starting from God Almighty who created all of us. Without Him, we wouldn't be here at all. We wouldn't even have survived all the vicissitudes we have been through to witness this day. And we are deeply grateful to God.
The 13th anniversary lecture ended with a renewed call. For Africa to thrive in the digital age, it must protect its financial systems, secure its cyberspace, and build institutions that uphold transparency. For 13 years, Real News has remained steadfast, informing the public, fostering debate, and shaping national consciousness.
My name is Ken Ubechi. I'm a journalist, author, writer, public speaker, everything rolled into one. I'm giving a shout out to Achievement Channels, the motivational channel. Please stay hooked to Achievement Channel. Thank you.
Achievement Channel.
Martins Oloja of the Guardian fame, and I want to shout out to Achievement and Motivational Channel that you should continue to do what you are doing, because achievement is really very, very important to motivate people, to celebrate achievement, to celebrate integrity, to celebrate what is good for us that will make us a great nation. Thank you.
From Dr. Neko Kekaru, live Lagos, Pan Atlantic University. Shout out to Achievement Channel. If you're not watching Achievement Channel, I wonder what else you're doing with your time. This is the channel to watch.